Hi everyone, it's Phil here from Ashland Leather, and wait till you see all the stuff in the video today. We've got a bunch of different custom and semi-custom Fat Herbies. They're heading out of the shop today, and I can't wait to show you them. Check out this first one here. We've got a lot going on this Fat Herbie. On the back here, we've got a piece of reverse shell Cordovan with that really nice Horween ink stamp prominently featured on the right, on top of a piece of reverse, and you can see it's a little bit of a greenish color, and that is the reverse of this intense blue shell in the center. So we got a lot going on. On the left, ultraviolet reverse on top of green. The middle is intense blue with a magenta, and then a reverse green on the right. This is a really cool Fat Herbie with some hand stitching as well. Sort of got a bit of everything going on here. We do all these requests, and we're happy to do them by special request. So if you have something in mind, definitely let me know, and we'll make up something just like this one for you. So here's another Fat Herbie that is a custom order, and I'm really thrilled with how this one turned out. Man, this is one of those wallets that I can just stare at forever. On the outside here, we have a beautiful piece of English tan Dublin, and I really hope this color and just the essence of this leather shows through on the video, because it looks like a piece of beautifully finished wood or something. Just really nice piece of Dublin here. We also have a custom and contrasting stitch. So this is a navy blue thread, and it's a hand stitch. So it's a little bit of that thicker thread that is different than the machine stitch. And the reason that we don't do thicker threads on the machine is because machines can't handle thicker threads. So if somebody's looking for a thicker thread, we do it for an upcharge, and it looks like that. It turned out really nicely with this contrast, the blue and the English tan on the outside. On the inside, more of that same contrast. So the navy blue thread, the English tan. But here, the customer chose something really interesting and really smart. They included some blue, cobalt blue Dublin, additional hidden card slots on the inside of this one. So this is a really, really special Fat Herbie. All Dublin with a blue and English tan contrast. I love how this one turned out. And I have two natural Chrome Excel Fat Herbies to show you. And they're similar, but they're both slightly custom. So check out, again, just how nice this Horween leather is. This is a piece of natural Chrome Excel, and this is as light of a piece of Chrome Excel that you will ever see. Sort of that light sand color with just a very mild vibrance to it, very neutral in color. But this particular piece of Chrome Excel has just been polished perfectly smooth by the tannery. Check that out. What we're looking for in Chrome Excel is a nice subtle sheen, a perfectly even sheen to it, and that's just nicely polished. On the inside of this one, what makes this custom are those additional card slot dividers on the center here. As you can see, underneath each of the card stacks, this customer had asked for a little bit of extra division on the inside. I think this Fat Herbie here turned out very nicely, and it's fortuitous because we have another Fat Herbie here. So if you're curious to see what the difference between the hand stitching looks like, which is this Fat Herbie here, a little thicker thread, compared to the machine stitch, that's what the difference is. So a little bit bigger on the hand stitch. Might be hard to see in the video, but it's there. It's a little bit more of a casual vibe, I would say, on the hand stitching, and just slightly more refined with the machine stitch. We actually guarantee both of them forever, whether it's machine stitch or hand stitched. So it's more about the aesthetic choice. If you like a thicker aesthetic, the hand stitching is probably the one you want to choose. A little bit more of a thick look, a little chunkier look. It's kind of cool. And this Fat Herbie additionally has those additional card slot dividers on the inside. And I have two different marbled shell Fat Herbies to show you. On the left here, this is a black marbled shell piece, and both of these are remarkable. Check out the color on this piece of marbled shell. I like how it goes from that acid green to like an orange veg tan sort of color, and I like this dramatic context. This is a really, really cool piece of marbled shell here. Another one of those pieces that I could just stare at all day. And on the left interior piece in particular, that marbled piece is really cool. It almost looks like a smear of color or something. I don't know how to describe it, but that is really cool with the colors. It's almost like the green is on top of the orange, and this really nice depth of color, and they complement each other nicely. This Fat Herbie has an additional hidden card slot as well that you can see on the left here. What a beautiful piece. And another beautiful piece. This is color 8 marbled. So if you're interested in seeing the versions of the marbled shells, that's sort of the difference there. Is the black marble is a little bit more green and orange, where the color 8 marbled is a little bit more burgundy and orange. And this is another really, really good piece of color 8 marbled shell. And check that out. Even though it appears textured, this is very flat and smooth and even. It's very much a mirror-like shine as well, like all shell Cordovan is. So this is different than the tumbled shell Cordovan, where it appears textured. The tumbled shells actually feel textured, where the marbled is very, very flat and smooth. On the inside of this one, more incredible color marbled shell Cordovan with that Horween ink stamp just perfectly cut into the center. I have 2 more semi-custom Fat Herbies to show you, and they're so cool. Check out this one on the back here. This is color 8 marbled shell, more of that really cool marbling texture, color character on the outside there. Very bright, shiny luster. And the left, I think when you see more context of the marbled shells, like in a big piece, like on the Fat Herbie, I think that makes it even more exciting. So check this one out. That is really cool. It's hard for me to show it all without hitting the glare there. And we call this the middle piece. That middle piece is intense blue shell Cordovan. So we have color 8 marbled on top of intense blue for the exterior. That turned out nicely. And more nice stuff on the inside. That same color combination, color 8 marbled on the left with intense blue on the right. What an interesting Fat Herbie, and I love the choices that were made on this semi-custom. The last wallet to show you today, I was really thrilled with how this turned out as well. All the wallets today were really beautiful. But I think what I like on this one is something that I have never seen before, and this customer requested a mint green thread. And this is hand stitched as well, so it's a little bit of that thicker thread look, a little bit more prominently featured stitching. And I think the mint green on top of this black shell on the outside is really, really cool. One of the most interesting Herbie choices, and I love it, that I've seen in a long time. So on the outside, black shell Cordovan on top of black reverse, and this is a darker, more forest green black reverse. I really like how these two play together. On the inside, the same combo with black shell in the center, and I like this blacked out look in the center with the reverse on the left and the right. What an awesome Fat Herbie, and so many awesome wallets today. So I'm having a hard time picking the stunner of the day. I think I'm going to surprise myself and pick the Dublin one. And it's actually probably the least expensive in the batch. I think this one turned out remarkably well with that English tan on the outside, that really nice piece of Dublin with the blue thread. Man, it's hard to choose though because there's so many great wallets in the video today. Let me know what you're into, whether it's that mint green thread, which I'm surprised. I saw the word mint green and I got a little scared, but I'm really happy with how this wallet and all of them turned out. So thanks for checking it out. And until next time, I hope you have a good one.